insistence on constantly shelling the pro-Russian positions across the Minsk I ceasefire line. And the Minsk II, the problems that you're seeing were built in when the demagogue Poroshenko said, I refuse to accept that my troops are surrounded, right? Going down the same path as Hitler. Same kind of hysteria. So there we have all that. Now, we're going to have a report, we hope, from Athens, but we just got the word that some kind of a face-saving, papering over deal has been worked out at the Euro group of finance ministers. So the confrontation between Varoufakis, whom we're supporting, and Schäuble, the austerity ghoul working for the mentally deficient Merkel, that Varoufakis has at least been able to bring this back. Now, the Greeks wanted, as we heard last week, a 6-month bridge loan getting to September. What we have right now is a 4-month bridge loan with, I think the other provisions are relatively vague, but in any case, I don't have them. So we had Merkel in the past 24 hours saying austerity has been good for Greece and it has been working. This is insane. The unemployment in Greece went from 7% to 26% under this program. The gross domestic product has declined by 25%. Look, you can see, if you don't have 1/4 of your workforce working, you're going to lose 1/4 of your GDP. That's exactly what happened. And the debt burden has gone up by 1/3 for nothing. You're paying all that money, paying 60 or 70 billion euros to have a quarter of your economy shut down. So it's just insane. Austerity is a failure. It's theoretically a failure, practically a failure, morally, from any conceivable human point of view. This has to end. And this notion of punishment and so forth, this is all quite insane. The one thing that Syriza probably needs to do right now is to put a halt to flight capital. Remember, we have been campaigning on this program for capital controls and exchange controls, right? We greeted Minsk, right? We greeted the government of Belarus, Lukashenko, back in December, when they imposed capital controls and exchange controls, and when Putin did the same thing on an informal and slightly veiled basis. But that's really what should happen. We're told that about 1 billion euros have fled from Greece just in the last couple of days. So we'll be looking into that press conference. This, by the way, was held by Moscovici, the French banker's boy who serves now. He replaced Olli Rehn as the financial guy on the European Commish, as we call it. Now, the one development which is better to know now rather than later is that Podemos, in particular, as long as Podemos is led by this dishonest and evasive Pablo Iglesias, they are no reliable ally to Syriza at all. We just had this event at the Proshansky Auditorium of the City University of New York in Midtown Manhattan. So in comes Iglesias, introduced, of course, by the Ford Foundation's darling Amy Goodman, and Iglesias gives his vague, really vapid speech. A very intelligent and energetic trade union leader from Nassau County, from Long Island, got up and asked him the main question. The leading demand of Syriza is a new London conference to cut at least 50%, 1/2 of the Greek debt has to disappear. You, Iglesias, will you support that? And what's the percentage that you would like to see haircutted on the Spanish debt? And at this point, Iglesias, effete, languid, practically expiring before your eyes, he says, you can hardly hear him. And then what you can make out there is he says, we do not support the Syriza demand for a 50% cut. And he says nothing about applying any of that to Spain. So I think it's clear this guy Iglesias is way closer to Soros than he is to Varoufakis and and to Alexis Tsipras. Now, it's always bad to be the bringer of bad news, but it's better to get that bad news now when you can do something about it. What should they do? I call on Podemos. Fire this guy. He's a loser. He's a pathetic excuse for a hard-hitting working-class leader. You think the Spanish fascists, the phalangists, the Franquistas, you think the NATO command is going to be afraid of this quackademic Iglesias? He acted like a professor. He said, oh, this is the toughest quiz I've ever had, and I had to do it in English. And then he said, yeah, and I'll come back sometime and I'll give you a lecture about what our education policy is. I'm sorry, Iglesias, you're going to come back as Prime Minister of Spain is what you're supposed to think. And then you can show us in reality what it is you've got. So this is unfortunate, right? And we know the track record is he was built up by the Soros media, by the Berlusconi media, by other controlled media. They're the ones who made him important. So Podemos, you have been warned. Podemos could be viable. It could be a tremendously important turning point, right? That's all within your grasp. Where did you get this loser, Iglesias? Are you going to stick with him? Are you lashed to this guy? Because he's going nowhere. Let's get clear. So that is our finding. And again, Tax Wall Street Party smoked him out. Tax Wall Street Party was able to ask him specific programmatic questions that made him reveal what he's made of. There's also the question, he refuses to repudiate ETA. Very, very dubious. Back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.
The Freeze-Dry Guy presents freeze-dried turkey, freeze-dried ham, and the no-bake casserole unit February sale. Listen, if you trust the Freeze-Dry Guy, as thousands have for their emergency food supply since 1970, don't wait to hear how great this deal is, because it's unlimited supply. Call 866-404-3663 and ask for our new turkey and ham unit. Normal retail price $359.94. Sale price $251.94. You save $108. And it's chock full of high-quality, great-tasting freeze-dried diced turkey and ham from Mountain House, the gold standard in long-term storage products. Or get the Freeze-Dry Guy's no-bake casserole unit. 153 servings per case at normal retail price of $215.94. Sale price $172.75. You save $43.19. But supplies are limited, and we always pay shipping right to your door within the lower 48 states. Call 866-404-3663 and make FreezeDryGuy.com a favorite and check for monthly specials. Don't miss the Freeze-Dry Guy's February sale. Call 866-404-3663 or visit FreezeDryGuy.com.
We've been patiently waiting while you tried to ignore us, waiting while you acted like we didn't exist, waiting for our chance to be taken seriously. The wait is over. GCN is available 24/7 at GCNlive.com. Navigate through news from your favorite hosts and download archives of past shows. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet or visit GCNlive.com for instant access and live streaming. GCNlive.com, the future of talk radio, now at your fingertips.
This is David Cordani, CEO of Cigna. For more than 20 years, Cigna has worked with the March of Dimes to address premature births in the U.S. Thank you for taking time to learn more about how you could support March for Babies in 2015. Premature births cause horrible suffering and cost billions of dollars each year. That's why Cigna is committed to raising funds and awareness through our employees, family, and friends to improve the health of moms and babies. Please join us in supporting the March for Babies. Start your team today at marchforbabies.org.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are G's.
Crisis Radio. Now, as I mentioned before, we just saw the news flash across the international cable TVs that there's a 4-month bridge accord, I think a finesse, papered over, that has been agreed to by the Eurogroup of finance ministers and the Syriza finance minister for Greece, Yanis Varoufakis. But let's get it direct from the source. Let's go directly to Athens, Greece, and our very much admired political observer, Michael Chiotinis. Michael, bring us up to date now. You're right in the thick of things.
Hello, Webster. Hello to all your listeners. Europe, as it seems, has turned the page right now. I'm listening. We just watched the Eurogroup press conference, where it seems they have come to some sort of deal. I'm still processing this, but it seems that the Greek finance minister took the very least that he wanted. In effect, we're talking about a 4-month window in which we should find a way to completely reform the euro currency area, because let's be honest here, if the euro isn't reformed, it will eventually disintegrate. And every player knows this. As I have repeatedly argued, no one can afford the breakup of the euro. Okay, least of all Germany and the banking cartel running the German government and most of Europe. They cannot afford to lose the euro. Right now, the euro being the most effective tool and leverage for hegemony over Europe. On the other hand, this same oligarchy cannot allow any other policy than austerity, because, as we all know, the banking system is bankrupt. We live under bankruptocracy, as often said, and these are the two opposite forces. Something had to give in. Either they would give in to a policy other than austerity, or they would break up the euro. And as I have repeatedly argued, they wouldn't break up the euro. And we see exactly that right now. Varoufakis took a very small win, but a significant win, in effect opening the door, the window through which real reform can be done. the main thing is that this blackmail, as he said, that was set up by the previous government, has officially failed. They tried to squeeze the new government into coming to a deal, an austerity